Hi, it's Maija here with my June book haul, and these are all the books that I bought since March. But first I want to show you, look at my shirt, RuPaul's Drag Race Work the World Tour came to Finland and I went to see it recently. And it was awesome, even though Finnair, the Finnish airlines, lost Latrice Royale's luggage, so she couldn't do her drag show. So that was a bit of a drag. Cha-ching! But anyway, let's move on with the book haul. First I have John Wyndham's The Day of the Triffids, which is a classic science fiction book about a plant alien invasion, I think. Then I have the book that I showed in my most recent Friday Reads video in more detail, so I'll link it if you want to go see that. And this is East of the Sun and West of the Moon, Old Tales from the North, edited by Noel Daniel with illustrations by Kay Nielsen. So this is a book of old, I think, mostly fairy tales from Norway, and then it's also an art book of Kay Nielsen's. Then I got for free a used library copy of Kudottujen kujien kaupunki by Emmi Itäranta, which is called both The City of Woven Streets and The Weaver in English. And this is her latest work. It came out a couple of years ago. It's a fantasy book that she wrote after The Memory of Water. And I don't know anything about this except mysterious woman appears on this city of weavers. And finally I have a manga, and this is The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 4 by Nakabe, and this is a continuation of the dark fantasy fairy tale manga that I am really into. So those were all the physical books. Let's move on to the ebooks. I picked up Black Sun Rising, the first in the Cold Fire trilogy by C.S. Friedman, and this is a bit of a Ravenloft type mix of science fiction, fantasy and horror. So it's set in this planet where people came on a spaceship, but it's a fantasy book and there was a lot of wild magic around and it manifested into people's fears. So there's a lot of like demons and vampires and everything hanging around and being a threat to people. I read the sample of this one night and I was really into it, and then I clicked and bought the ebook, and then I promptly didn't read any more of it, so I will restart or start again reading this pretty soon. Then I also bought a bunch of ebooks on sale quite recently. I bought Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow by Jessica Day George, and this is a young adult fairy tale retelling of the fairy tale East of the Sun, West of the Moon. And I got this because of Misty from the Book Rat. She tweeted about it being on sale and it being one of her favorite fairy tale retellings. Another ebook on sale was Luna New Moon by Ian Macdonald, which is about this bunch of like crime families vying for power on the moon. Then Stephen Brust's The Book of Jerek was on sale, and this is an older fantasy series that I've been eyeing for a while, and I haven't been really certain if I want to try it out, but it was on sale, and this comprises the first 3 books, so Jerek, Yendi and Tekla. And I have forgotten why I wanted to read this. There are dragons, it's a fantasy series. The series is called Vlad Taltos, I think, and I have no idea what the actual plot is. And the last thing that I bought on sale was Those Who Hunt the Night, which is the first in Barbara Hambly's James Asher series. So this is a paranormal fantasy series featuring vampires. I bought last year Barbara Hambly's more sword and sorcery type fantasy book. It was the first in the Sunwolf and Starhawk series called The Ladies of Mandragon, but I haven't read it yet, so I haven't read anything from Barbara Hambly yet, but now I own 2 quite different books from her, so I am interested in trying her works out. Lastly, I'm gonna show you 2 volumes of manga that I picked up during the Getting Graphic readathon, but I only ended up reading one of those then. So these are from Comixology. I got Delicious in Dungeon, Volume 1 by Ryoko Kui, and this is about a group of adventurers in a dungeon who end up running out of food, and then they have to cook and eat the monsters that they kill. This one I haven't read yet, but it sounds hilarious. And then I bought a yonkoma or a strip manga, and this is Monthly Girls Nosaki-kun, and this is about a schoolboy who is a popular shoujo manga artist in secret, and about this girl who finds out about it, so it's in strip format. I did read this during the Getting Graphic readathon, and I think the anime version might actually work better for me when it comes to the humor. But I have already read this one. It was okay, but I think I'll check out the anime. So that was my June book haul, and I think I will have to slow down with buying ebooks because I have a bunch of ebooks which I have just sort of forgotten about on my Kindle, and I keep buying them on a much faster rate than I keep reading them. So I think I will have to focus on my ebooks at some point. But anyway, these are now all the books I bought in June. Let me know if you have read any of these, and I will see you in my next video.